Ladies and gentlemen, the best in the world is coming at you. We got an action-packed show. Fight for the Fallen was last night, and it was a bonkers show. We have an NXT review, and we have the turn that we've been wanting and longing for so long. Plus, we go over Journey Pro's 78 weeks later. This is Total Spotfest.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Welcome back to Total Spotfest. I am JJ Brownlee. He is Jamie Faulkner. We are amped up because we just saw a bonkers ending to a great AEW show, and we're going to talk all about it. So thank you guys for joining us. We do appreciate it. As always, if you're watching on YouTube, give us a comment down below, like, share, subscribe, all the stuff that I can't pronounce. And if you're listening to us, you want to get in touch with us, you can do that, of course, through Twitter at Total Spotfest. So, Jamie, how you feeling tonight, man?
I'm pretty damn amped. That was one hell of a dynamite. It
was a great show. I mean, I know that, this is kind of taking it off the rails a bit here, but we've had a pretty bonkers week at work. And it's interesting because it's like work, and then get off work and you're like, oh God, I'm so worn out. Let me turn on and watch wrestling. It's just like, bruh, just like shot of adrenaline.
Is what I needed. It is what I needed.
Absolutely. I mean, we're gonna get right to it. As Jamie told you in our intro, we do have 78 weeks later, Journey Pro's first live show in a year and a half, coming up tomorrow night. Next Tuesday show, we will have a breakdown, a review of it. We're going to talk. I don't want to say review. Spoiler. It's going to be great. We'll talk glowingly about it. But we're going to kind of give you all the goings on and how it was, how the venue was, our stars of the show, new stuff that was cool, how many chants we got started. Over under. Give us a comment down below. Over under. How many chants do you think we're going to accomplish getting started? Because me and Jamie will chant by ourselves all night long.
Oh, 100%. And I think we all know I'm going to be chanting for a lion tamer from a certain Jeremy Wyatt.
Jeremy Wyatt, you better be ready, because it's not. Jeremy Wyatt, you don't know Jamie. It's not just going to be, I'm going to give us a shot and that's it. No, he will continue to do it the entire time that you are present in the space.
And
just so you.
And you know why? You know why? Goonies never say die.
Well, there you go.
But hey,
all right.
Hey, hold on. We'll just announce this right quick. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I have one extra ticket. The young boy is no longer going. He had some other thing that he had to do that was way more important than wrestling, I guess. But we have one more ticket available. If you want to go, DM us on Total Spotfest on Twitter. And we'll see if we can hook you up, okay? So the first person who does it, just DM me, or us, I should say. It's a we.
You watch the Twitter.
I do.
Everybody can gather that from some of the responses thrown out there by the Total Spot. I take it over every once in a while, but it's most I handle like kind of like the YouTube stuff, the comments, responding back. Jamie handles the Twitter-ness,
Yeah.
So anyway,
the Twitter and the Facebook.
Yeah.
Yes.
DM him on Twitter. Facebook might be Twitter's the best because he's always logged in. So
100%. Hundo percento. Yeah.
All right.
Just
so
if you want to
that's
go,
gold out there.
Yeah.
Do it. Ticket for a sold out show. If you're in Kansas City, near Kansas City, you got a buddy that wants to go with you. Here's your chance. Here's your shot. So.
Yep. Easy enough.
All right. Let's get right to it. So we're going to start with AEW because it deserves it. So, Jamie, why don't you get us started on Fight for the Fallen?
So, Fight for the Fallen, I kind of want to say it was arguably one of the best shows I've ever seen on national television. Since the Attitude Era. Okay, so we'll give it that. But it's definitely one of the best AEW productions. The end of it was hard to watch in all the right ways. But we'll go ahead and start with arguably the match of the night.
I can't believe they started with this.
Me either. I thought this was going to be like the co-main event.
I believe they started with it. Yeah.
So the very first match is the elimination tag match of the Dark Order and Adam Hangman Page against the Elite, which is Kenny Omega, the Good Brothers, and the Young Bucks. So the way they opened it was just enough.
It felt like WrestleMania entrances or TakeOver. It felt big.
So
which is unbelievable.
They did a quick video of like being a cowboy, what it means, and everything was great. Like it showed each person of the Dark Order, and then their shadow was a cowboy, which I thought was great.
It was a cowboy hat. Yeah, I love that. I love that.
You could hear the crowd's cowboy shit, like chants. The crowd was hot, by the way. Like
they were amped.
Lava hot. It was awesome. So right after that, they go into showing just like some purplish sky. Okay, on the Jumbotrons or on the Titantrons, or whatever you want to call it. And then they do spotlights on each person of the Dark Order. So they start, left to right. They go boom, 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 boom. And then in the middle, here comes Adam Hangman Page in his new Dark Order gear.
Purple and black themed gear.
Yeah,
the Dark Order had like purple bandanas too.
Yeah, all of them were rocking purple bandanas. But then the cool shit about it, though, like the thing that took it to the next level for me was the fact that when his music ran and his entrance ran, instead of having the orange background, it was purple.
It's all purple. It's
purple.
Full on
Dark Order.
It was Dark Order. It wasn't Dark Order and Hangman Page.
No, it was the Dark Order.
So he finally feels like a part of the Dark Order.
And it was amazing. So if you happen to watch Being the Elite, they happened to blackmail Brand Cutler, and they did a thing where they gave him his gear, and he's like, I kind of want to mess with the colors a little bit, and I think it's because they didn't have purple in there. I think it was like it's time type thing. So then they all get up onto the side of the ring, and like half of them are up top, half of them are on bottom, but Adam Hangman Page is right in the middle, like a leader would be up top,
center middle,
center middle, and then the music hits a crescendo, and then all the Dark Order throws up their hand. He throws up the gun, all at the exact same time. It was unified the Dark Order together.
I mean, and this. I want before we get to the symbolism is great. Fight for the fallen. With Brody Lee. Rest in peace, Brody. Mm-hmm. He has the leather jacket. Big long, it's a duster, but still the long jacket. He's coming into fit that bill. That he's the leader of the Dark Order, and it was one of those things that's like that got me just my heart rate was just umped. I mean, I was riding my bike anyway, but it just went up like 10 beats BPM. Yeah. I'm like, yes! I was yelling and screaming in my front. I loved it.
I had goosebumps about it. It was great. And then right after that, the Elite goes, all right, we could play too. So the Elite, instead of getting introduced by their music, Kenny Omega's music or whatever, they get announced to...
This is amazing.
As if they're a basketball team, and they come out with Elite Squad basketball jerseys, like in Toon Squad Space Jam style.
Like, talk about product tie-in, yes.
Oh, yes,
man. The Elite Squad.
It was great. So, like, first it was...
And he announces them like a basketball announcement.
Yeah, like at center, Doc Gallows, and then at forward, Carl Anderson, and then at shooting guard, Nick Jackson, and then point guard, at guard, Matt Jackson, and then at guard from North Carolina, which got
it was his best
because he's in North Carolina. They're in Charlotte. And then Kenny Omega, and then right after that, it goes into that typical NBA song, and they're all like dribbling basketballs and shit. And then they had a basketball hoop out there, and they were shooting hoops before. It was hilarious. It was hilarious.
Funny.
So
it was great. They had tear off pants. They had like
everything.
The whole thing. The whole thing was great.
So we went from epic entrance for the Dark Order of the Dark Order is unified together to cringe, let's have fun, let's make fun of shit. Like, it was just everything. Then the match decided, you know what, we're going to have a great match after that. And, oh, boy.
This match was amazing.
So,
although I want to talk about some things near the end of it.
Yeah, so, okay, I'm not going to get into all of it because we could talk 2 hours just about this match alone.
You can surmise.
Yes.
Dark Order. The Dark Order was Grayson and Uno, Grayson Evil Uno, Johnny Hungy's first match back after surgery.
Who got
right?
a huge
I think
ass pop.
he did a dark match, actually.
Yeah.
But whatever. First match, really back. So Silver and Reynolds. So that was the Dark Order contingent along with Hangman.
Yeah, so let me just run through the eliminations for you just so we can kind of do that, and then we can get through everything. So the very first person to get eliminated was Alex Reynolds. He was rolled up by Anderson holding the tights.
Of course.
And then then right after that, Carl Anderson gets eliminated. Grayson does a 450 on him, and then, yeah, there you go. After that, Stu Grayson and Doc Gallows both get knocked out because of a double count out because they decided they want to take it outside the ring, and that got epic. And there was a spot that Stu Grayson looked like he got legit hurt, which we'll get into that. Evil Uno after that was eliminated. That was a really, actually, I really enjoyed his whole thing there. Then
it was him and Omega going 1-on-1 with a one-winged angel. But,
yeah.
I mean, Uno, to me, of all the Dark Order members, I mean, Johnny Hungy, everybody already loves, but he got over the most, I think, in this match, Evil Uno.
Oh, yeah, I agree.
Deservedly so. I've long liked Evil Uno.
Yeah. Then right after that, John Silver's eliminated. So it leaves Adam Hangman Page against Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, and Kenny Omega. So the Bucks and Omega is left. So after a triple super kick to Hangman Page, he kicks out amazingly. He's able to get Matt Jackson after he hits the buckshot lariat on him. Then he actually happens right after that. He hits a dead eye on Omega. Omega kicks out. Then Omega, after numerous V triggers, and then gets hit. Hangman Page gets hit by the one-winged angel. 1, 2, 3. Your winners are the Elite, which is very, very surprising. And I kind of like that they did that because it adds even more to the storytelling.
It's a very interesting story because this is, I mean, writing was on the wall. They're gonna win. That's it, right? That's got to be it. That's the direction they're going, right? And of course, there's all the heel move things and all the big spots by the Dark Order. You know, I mean, finally, Omega hit Hangman with the belt. He'd been trying. He tried with two different belts, and he finally hit him before he hit the final V trigger. And then, but I was a little bit disappointed because even though he was writing on the wall, it's one of those I wanted that satisfaction because it's about a month away.
Yeah.
But then I thought about it. They don't really book the main events that far in advance.
Not at all. Like usually it takes a while. So long-term.
I think there's plenty of opportunities, especially when we'll talk about here, to announce and have some opportunities for stuff. And I think that it's still got to be Hangman in Chicago, right? It's still got to be Hangman.
It better be.
I mean, it has to be. This build-up it's got to be. So we'll see.
Yeah, everything that they're doing right now, and the crowd is pro Hangman, pro Dark Order so much. It's time for this to happen, and it's time for the belt collector to lose a belt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we'll see. I'm really curious to see what they do next week at Homecoming.
It'll be interesting. It definitely will be. I mean, what's the fallout from this? Yeah. I mean, I'm really amped to see. I wish we had Rampage already so I could see the fallout right away. You know.
Yes.
But we'll see. We'll see. Being the Elite, is canon. So we'll see it on Monday, and then of course Wednesday night. So let's see in Jacksonville where they go.
Yep. So right after that, they go to Alex Marvez in the back. He's talking with Pac, and he says, "Where's the rest of Death Triangle?" to Pac, and Pac's like, "Well, their ride got canceled at the airport. Here comes in Chavo and Andrade and then their other guy, and like they just start going back at it, and they ordered a limo for them to share." So totally setting the seeds of getting the Death Triangle split.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
Chavo gets to explain what a limo is to Pac, which is a great little, just a nice little side dig, Okay, good.
Yes,
All right, good.
Yeah. So after that, we get to the Ricky Stark celebration thing with Taz. Who cares, really? Brian Cage comes out and interrupts it. Yay. Okay. So
I mean, he threw they had this like jazz band outside. He basically you know beat the crap out of them and tossed one guy through a bass drum. That was fun to watch, but that was it.
yeah. Then after this, I think we both know I was really excited about this, probably a little bit more than you, but I think you're just excited.
I was yelling at my TV again. I was on my bicycle and I was writing down notes and I'm just like, holy shit!
Yes.
So that's the setup. Go.
So then we get a video package of somebody who wants to challenge for the U.S. IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. And, as you know, tonight we have the match between Hikuleo and the Murder Hawk, right? Lance Archer. Well, this guy's like, I'm next. And it's none other than Hiroshi Tanahashi.
I
my
could
God,
not
the
believe I
ace.
was seeing him on TV on AEW.
The ace.
Now, apparently, just to spoil it, apparently it's in Japan.
Yeah, it's not going to be on U.S. soil.
It's not going to be on USA. I don't know if they'll air it on AEW. Probably not. But he was on AEW, right? So there's that.
Let's put a pin in New Japan references just for a second, okay?
Okay,
Because
all right.
it's going to come back. So after this, we actually had a little bit of a letdown because there was an injury. And that was FTR versus Santana and
gruesome.
Ortiz. Still don't know exactly the extent of the injury. Some people think it was a fracture, but let's get to it, okay? So this match before that was really damn good. Just the ending was just left me wanting. FTR versus Santana Ortiz again. They went back and forth a few times, and then somehow, some way, Cash got hurt.
Well, I read somebody on Twitter said that, someone who was there and in the lower bowl up front said that they saw what happened, that it was he got his arm on the pole. There was a piece of metal that had whatever. I don't know if it was, but it was on the inside of his arm is what it was. And he said that there was blood splurting, like splooging everywhere. Splooge.
So he cut a vein.
Squirting. I think he cut a vein, maybe even nicked an artery, because they had the docs out there immediately,
Like
and everybody was holding his on him.
Multiple doctors.
Yeah. So, which is fine. I mean, you could be fine on your arm as long as you stop it immediately. But I think it's a vein or an artery. That's my take on it. I don't know. Maybe he did break it, but it was the pole on the outside is what this person, first-hand account, had said.
See, look at that.
So.
Look at that. Teamwork right there. Teamwork, ladies and gentlemen.
Bang, bang.
So anyway, after that, Dax hits a big brainbuster on Ortiz. 1, 2, 3. FTR wins. Obviously, it's not the way this one wanted to go down. So
It was a short order cook. We gotta finish this quick. Do something. Brainbuster and it's over. Okay, good to go. And they did.
Yeah. So right after that, we had a really good piece from Britt Baker, basically saying, Nyla Rose break bitches, but she's, because she managed to beat her with a broken wrist, and she's like, she's the baddest bitch on the block, that whole thing. And then she hinted at getting
I was gonna ask if you caught this.
an
Yeah.
enforcer type, or somebody to protect them. Who do you think that may be? Who?
I think this is just. I'm just throwing this out here. I want to say Jade Cargill.
Really? She's already going to go away from the other person because she's that bitch.
She's also basically for sale. That's her whole shtick with, Mark Sterling. I don't know. I mean, do you think it's going to be somebody brought in?
I kind of feel like it might be somebody brought in.
Well, but you look at who it is. I mean, you've got, who's available out there. You have the WWE contingent, right? So you have the Iconics. They're available if their green card stuff is sorted out right now.
They're not big and enforcer.
They're not big. No, they're not. You got Lana's not available yet. Ruby Soho's not available yet. I don't. It could be. I think it's underwhelming as much as you like to see this. It's underwhelming to bring somebody from like Mission Pro or from like NWA, like Genocide, like a big chick like that.
Oh yeah.
We've seen them on Dark and stuff like that already, but I don't know. That's why I think Jade Cargill, because she fits the bill of the big intimidating factor, and she's already basically there. And she's already there, so I don't know. I mean?
I don't think it's a woman.
Okay, well, that I didn't even consider that for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah, okay.
Buddy Murphy.
Ooh,
You're welcome.
good
You're
call.
welcome.
Mark Stradamus, did he strike again? We shall find out.
Who do you think it is, ladies and gentlemen? Tweet at us, message
Comment,
us
let us
on
know.
here.
Let
Who do you
us
think?
know.
Who do you think the
That's
enforcer
interesting.
for Miss Britt Baker is? I'm
By the
calling
w-
Buddy Murphy.
Buddy Murphy's a great pick. Great pick. I didn't even think about that. I said it. I'm gonna stick with it. The easy answer, Jade Cargill. Okay.
It is.
Before you move forward, interestingly enough, I read an article about Vicky Guerrero of all people. So this is interesting because she's got this dream to form a faction, an all-female faction, and she started throwing names out there, and it was different. So she's with Nyla Rose, of course.
Yep.
The main goal. My dream is to have an all-women's faction. That's my goal, and that's what I've been talking with Tony about. There's some incredible women on the women's roster, and I'd love to bring in some more. So she talks about Diamante, how she'd love to have her on it. Abaddon, because she scares the hell out of me. Thunder Rosa, I think she'd be an incredible addition to my stable. And then, of course, she, like everybody else, says Ruby Riot or Ruby Soho, Ruby, because, of course, she would. But that's a very interesting idea there. I think, especially with Rampage getting ready to get going here, I really have high hopes and thoughts that we're going to get a much better focus on the women. It's on there on Dark and Dark Elevation.
Yeah,
right?
that's where the women mainly play,
But
they have
that's
tons of matches.
not. There's tons of action, but it's not necessarily like getting the eyes because it's on YouTube.
Yeah,
so
yeah, fair.
On TV, I think you're gonna start to see. I think you'll see a lot of it on Relevation, Resolution. What the
Rampage?
God damn it! Rampage. Why can't too many R words in wrestling? There really are. See what I did there?
Yes.
See what I did there?
Yeah.
Please move forward before I
Okay.
bear myself even
So
further. Okay.
pivoting quite rapidly here.
Quite strongly.
All right, so Tony Schiavone comes out with the special announcement. Tony Khan actually is not the one who's presenting it. It's going to be Tony Schiavone. So Rampage is coming up.
This is interesting.
And this is kind of something that we talked about on our last show as news.
We did. Mm-hmm.
So they were the dirt sheets were semi-right with this, that the United Center, yes, ladies and gentlemen, the United Center will host Rampage on August 20th.
It's the second Rampage. The initial one is in Pittsburgh.
Yes, so this is number 2. So the thing with that too,
Interesting.
right after they said the United Center, CM Punk chant started. Hardcore.
Well, yes, but did you catch the name they gave it though?
First Dance, ladies and
The
gentlemen.
First Dance.
So just like, the Last Dance thing, because Tony Khan's gone on record how he loved that whole thing and he loved the Last Dance, but he's building his dynasty now. And so it's the First Dance.
Right.
And I really like
And The Last Dance is the name of that song that the Bulls used to use during the Jordan era.
Yeah.
It was a song that CM Punk tweeted out about a week and a half ago with a video with just that song and no
nothing
video.
else, yeah.
So First Dance, Last Dance. It's pretty. I mean, we mentioned before about how AEW is like talking about shifting plans potentially because of Punk and Brian. Brian's been or Danielson, whatever. Brian Danielson has been rumored that he's going to be debuting in New York on in September 22nd or whatever it is at the Arthur Ashe event, and that all came about supposedly before any talks with CM Punk became real. So I don't know. I think it makes. I mean, come on, United Center.
Yeah.
It's got to be. It's got.
So let's throw a little bit of gasoline, not kerosene, not anything else, straight gasoline on this fire. Okay.
All right.
Right after that, they go into Marvez talking to Sting and Darby Allin. And Darby says, to be the greatest, you have to compete in AEW, even if you call yourself the best in the world.
I mean, just not even pulling it out.
Rolling.
Just
trolling
straight
us.
to it.
Yeah.
Straight to it. Poke the bear. So.
Oh, my God.
Over, under. I mean, not even over. I think it's got to be CM Punk. I think that's going to be his debut. I think that does two things. For one, that gives you a high residual. The first Rampage is going to get get a lot of eyes.
Yep.
That gives you a high residual for Rampage 2, and hopefully makes it into that Habit show on Fridays.
Yeah.
I think it gives you the ability to debut Punk in the most pop way you can without deterring from Hangman or what we think is going to happen at All Out.
Mm-hmm. Because then you can set up a Punk Darby Allin match at All Out based off of their interactions here. So his first real match might be there, but he shows up at the United Center, which would be the amazing thing. Because then you don't steal Hangman's Thunder at All Out, but then you get that. Then you get the pay-per-view buys because CM Punk's on the pay-per-view, and everybody knows it.
Absolutely. I mean, the network has told them they don't want big surprise entrances. They want to know ahead of time because they want to promote stuff. This is the same sort of idea here. It's like, all right, well, we're going to do a surprise for the Rampage, but it's going to be warranted. It's a big thing. And then you're going to get big buy-ins for, the upcomings, the pay-per-view as well as the next thing. So
yeah,
it's happening before. Was that about 2 weeks before?
2 weeks before.
Give or take?
Yeah.
2 weeks before. 2 weeks before.
And then they do another Rampage there at the Now Arena.
Right, because they're at the Now Arena all week, basically.
Yep.
I can't wait to hear about Fan Fest.
Same.
If they have a Fan Fest, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We have some notes on that.
I'm a little nervous about that.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. All right.
So the next match is for the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship of Lance Archer versus Hikuleo. But the great thing about Hikuleo is his father came out, King Haku. Mang.
Yeah, such a big pop.
Yeah, his
such
Mang.
A big pop.
He still looks like he could whoop some ass. Like he looks but he still looks like
he's only got a few more pounds, but he could still kick somebody's ass.
Yeah.
For sure.
So for all those who didn't know, Hikuleo is 6'10", and Lance Archer is 6'7", 6'8".
I didn't know.
Yeah. So when they look at each other, it's like, holy shit! Lance Archer has to look up. I have not seen that before.
They were I thought he was the same size, and that's why. Okay, cool. And they're like, oh no, he's actually bigger.
Yeah.
Damn.
And then when he came out to Bullet Club, All Over, and Bullet Club Music. So
yeah, and this is probably one of the. I mean, of course, it was. Absolutely. I know there's been stuff going on in Impact too. You've had Alpha Phantasmo and stuff, whatever.
Jay White,
stuff going on. Jay White, but this is the first time in an act, AEW. I mean, as much as I love everything going on in Impact, and I do love everything going on in Impact. Don't get me wrong. This to me felt like the first time really, because it's all pandemic stuff, and Impact still is limited. It's in this felt like a full crowd with Bullet Club in America on TV. That was awesome. I didn't think I'd see that 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So
same.
That's amazing.
So this match was just big dudes going at it. We had Lance Archer's version of the old school where he does, the ropes, but then he does the moonsault off of it, which really looked good. He hits his blackout, 1, 2, 3. Archer is your winner, so it sets up Lance Archer versus Tanahashi. Yes.
Sometime soon here.
In the sometime near future after the Olympics.
I mean, the match to me felt a little, I don't want to say underwhelming, but it felt, quicker than I might have thought. But there had a lot of stuff going on this show. No big deal.
Yeah.
I knew Archer wasn't going to drop it 1 week later. I mean, you said before, New Japan's not shy about dropping titles. But 1 week, come on.
Yeah.
So
All right. So after this, we get another interview with Alex Marvez backstage with Cody in the gorilla position. He gets ambushed by Malachi Black before he can even really get anything going. But again, they go with the symbolism of Malachi Black in all black and Cody Rhodes in all white. So we have the good versus evil thing. Great symbolism.
Love
again.
this.
Malachi Black is my hero. So
they stumbled out front. He got massive pop.
So good point, because when Cody Rhodes first got on there, he was getting booed. And then they showed Malachi, and then, oh my God, it's Malachi Black. So he gets out there and just starts just beating the bloody piss out of Cody. And then, like, he's standing there, he hits a black mass on him, standing there, and then everybody starts running out. Wrestlers and everything start running out, and then he's like, gets up, goes, hey, whatever. And then poor Fuego del Sol, hashtag sign Fuego del Sol. He gets
hashtag
black
sign
mass.
Fuego.
Yes. He gets black mass.
He was on TV. He got a black mask.
He got
and
popped
he
too.
sold
He
it.
did get popped when people saw Fuego.
There was Fuego pop. There's always Fuego pop. Come on.
So if you don't know who Fuego del Sol is, first off, shame on you for not watching Sammy Guevara's vlog, because he put him over, and everybody loves Fuego. I love me some Fuego. It
Fuego's
needs to happen.
Great.
So yeah, that happened. It was just bonkers. Like, we'll just call it that. Then after that, we get a promo from the Redeemer, God's favorite champion, will fight, and it's going to be Lee Johnson, and there's going to be a glorious reckoning upon you, is what he said. But he said two things motivate him. Did you remember this?
Yes, I it's written down here. I definitely have it.
Yeah. God's vengeance, right?
A vengeful God,
and a double-jointed wife. Holy
a vengeful
shit.
God and a double-jointed wife.
Miro.
That needs to be a T-shirt, God damn it.
I would buy that. Even though my wife's not double-jointed, I would still buy it.
He's so good. He hasn't wrestled in weeks, and I don't complain, because we get this gold, this variant of Miro, this character, this Redeemer character he's got is great.
Oh my goodness, it's gold.
I mean, it's so gold, and I don't want to say that's the best character he's ever had. Rusev Day V1 was fantastic, right? I liked the Crusher Rusev too. Was kind of so. I mean, there was some good stuff he had before he got buried like a son of a bitch in WWE. But this character is just fan-fucking-tastic. It's so good.
Yeah,
it's so good. Oh. And when his wife does show up, I want to see how it's going to be, because I'm pretty convinced that if Lana wants to keep going in wrestling, she's already signed on for some like reality show thing.
Yeah,
Did you see
the
that?
Surreal Life's coming back, and she's going to be on it.
Right. Which my guess was, knowing her, that she'd probably end up going to Hollywood, because she's already kind of dabbled in that.
Yeah.
And she's got pop, she's got momentum to do it. But if she does come into wrestling, or if she like moonlights and comes back, it's going to be in AEW, because that's where Miro is.
Yeah.
And it will be even better. I just know it. I just know it.
I mean, yeah, he's gone. As soon as she got released, he is gone buck wild with his freaking stuff about her on his promos. It's amazing.
It's great. Double jointed, a vengeful God and a double jointed wife.
Yes. So after this, we probably get the dud of the night.
It's the dud of the night. It absolutely
was.
was.
It was the Matt Hardy, or the Matt family office of
the Hardy family office.
Yeah, Hardy family office, whatever the hell. I hate their name. Private Party and on Helico versus Jurassic Express and Christian Cage. And man, every time I see Marco Stunt, he legit is their favorite Flav. That's what he is. Speaking of Surreal Life.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he is just their hype man. So this match was whatever. Christian Cage hits a frog splash. There was
some fun. It felt like a WWE match.
Yes,
did it not?
100%.
because there were some fun spots. There was some comedy bits involved. There was a triple German suplex thing,
Yeah, by
which was
Luchasaurus.
entertaining,
Yeah.
Luchasaurus, triple threat, versus German suplex the whole other team at the same time. A chain reaction bit. I mean, that was fun. It was what it was, and the good guys won, so whatever.
Yeah, and I'm starting to get less annoyed with Christian Cage. It took me a while to forgive him for holding up the belt. I think that was just a dick move, but after that,
Right.
he's been doing good, so he's in my good graces again. Ish,
Oh, good.
ish,
Oh, good.
until he grabs the belt again. So. Yeah, they're all high-fiving afterwards, whatever, and then Blade comes out and just pops Christian Cage in the face. Just bam!
With brass knuckles.
With the brass knucks.
So it's the same gimmick he's been doing, but instead of being Orange Cassidy, he's now doing it to Christian. Okay,
Yeah.
he needs the Butcher so bad,
Oh, so bad.
so bad. I mean, because he's got one bullet to fire out of his chamber. This is it. Just bring him. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a tag team guy.
I can't wait for the Butcher to come.
Oh, I know. And everybody says he's more shredded than Julian Salve, man.
He's trimmed down. He looks good.
All right. So the co-main event, if you will, or the pre-main event, is Julia Hart with the Varsity Blondes against the newly signed Thunder Rosa and her first officially as signed AEW talent. We all know.
Words are tough. Yes,
we all know
Yes.
who
Her
wins
first,
this. Thunder
her
Rosa
first,
wins.
her first match as is. But this was a fun match. Thunder Rosa got great pop.
Huge pop.
Varsity Bombs, huge pop. I mean, when they finally do Baker Rosa 3 for the title, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be so good.
I want that. Like, I want cake. And
we'll probably see it in Chicago, is my guess.
So
But she's brand new, so she's not in the rank. Well, she is ranked.
No, she's ranked.
I don't know.
17. She's the number one ranked opponent for her right now, and she's on a 17 match win streak. All of them are on Dark. This is her first one that's been on national TV
In a while.
for a while.
Okay, so I think it's got to be.
Yeah. So this match was good. Julia Hart actually looked pretty good for being very green.
She's getting better.
Yeah.
She's getting better. Varsity Blonde's got good pop too.
They
They're
love the
getting
Varsity
over.
Blondes. Yeah, Griff Garrison, baby. Sammy Guevara.
Flying Pillman. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so there you go. After this, again, let's take that pin out of New Japan for just a hot sec. Jon Moxley's talking about just all sorts of just everything. Talks about Tanahashi, talks about Lance Archer, and really talking about how great that match is going to be. And then he notes that he's got a stack of contracts for people that he sent to New Japan and hasn't heard anything back yet. So, he goes, now here comes Tanahashi, who's been dodging him for months, and he sent the contract and wants a match with Tanahashi as well.
Right.
So he has sent a stack of contracts to wrestle people at New Japan again. So, again, planting more seeds about New Japan. This is the third time in this show alone New Japan had some kind of reference or something going on in it. Three times.
This has got to pay off with Rainmaker at some point, right? It's got to be Okada one day.
It's got to be Okada.
Because he's rumored to, remember a while back, Meltzer said that Okada will, at some point in the not too distant future, appear in either Impact or AEW. This to me would be it. Maybe at Fighter, maybe at Full Gear, maybe next year at Revolution. That would make sense.
I mean, I'm cool with it happening at All Out. Just saying.
It'd be great at All Out too, but I think it's a little soon. But that's got to be the play, I think.
Yeah.
Moxley comes out, and then you hear a coin drop, and everybody shits their pants because it's like, oh my god!
Yeah, he's like, I'll face anybody from New Japan. I don't care who you are. I sit stacks out like I'll face anybody, and then he stands out there after he comes out to Wild Thing and waits. Ding! It's like, oh my god!
Yes, I mean, to me, that's what I feel like the payoff is for this whole shtick. But anyway, we'll see.
I mean, he planted a seed so early now in July. I feel like something's going to happen at All Out. Maybe not Okada, but somebody. So
Jay White's already in America, for what it's worth.
I like that. I like that.
That would be glorious too, but whatever.
So again, I feel like we talked about it months ago that Jericho's been pitching a New Japan invasion and having a New Japan versus AEW super show. And I mean, that'd be great, but then who do you protect? Who do you not protect? That type of stuff. I think there's some people who'd be more willing to lose on the AEW side, just like there's some people who'd be more willing to do it on the other side. So we'll have to see if that comes to fruition too, because there's a lot of smoke around that right now as well.
I mean that could be New Japan has a show coming up next month in LA, and they're going to be. I feel like a special show, maybe near the end of the year.
That'd be kick ass.
I don't see why not.
Yeah, I'm in.
All right, we'll see what happens.
All right, so now let's just go ahead and get to the main event.
Oh,
and holy shit, what a main event it was!
Before you get into this, I just want to say, I can't believe I saw this match on cable TV.
Same.
Just gonna before your late local news. It's like wow.
I watched this match twice. I watched it begin to end twice because holy shit balls. Like, it was insane. I think I have not dropped so many F-bombs in front of my kids watching a wrestling show ever, because it was cringy in all the right deathmatch ways.
Mm-hmm.
So this was Painmaker versus Nick Gage, the king of the deathmatch, or the former king of the deathmatch, because as we all know, all hail the new king of the deathmatch, and Matt Cardona.
Matt Cardona, Captain Heat.
Oh, man.
This is the second labor of Jericho.
Second labor of Jericho. So Gage comes out with a pizza cutter, immediately slices Jericho's arm. Like, instantly.
The bell rings and boom.
Yeah, just to set the tone. Just to set the tone. And we could probably spend 2 hours just talking about this match alone. So let's just go through some of the big spots. So there's some big spots.
Hit the big things.
So at one point, Nick Gage sets up two tables and puts a plate of glass.
Two chairs.
Two chairs. And puts a plate of glass in the middle of it, and he is wanting to do a power bomb. Was it power bomb? I don't remember what it was. It was a suplex.
It was a suplex thing, Originally Jericho was underneath.
Yeah, he was underneath, and he was gonna do like a moonsault on top of him. Like, he was gonna go through it with him.
And for those of you who are not familiar with GCW, we've talked about them before at a few of their shows that's been going on, and death matches in general. If you're not familiar with deathmatch, that's what this was. This was, yes, the exploding barbed wire death match that Jericho and Moxley had. Sure, this was an American death match, which meant more glass.
Yeah, fluorescent
light
bulbs.
tubes.
Yeah, everything.
I mean, there was anything and everything under the sun.
So Jericho's underneath.
Yeah,
Jericho's underneath. He's gonna do a splash on him. Jericho gets up, hits him, flips him around, and does a Hurricane Rana on him through the glass. And
Hurricane Rana's him from the top rope through the grass.
Yeah, and it's just psh, and then like you see people just go like, "Oh my god!" Like, just getting everywhere. and by this time, both men are bloody as hell because they've cut each other with pizza cutters. Like, Jericho got cut in the forehead with a pizza cutter, like, really bad. Like, both of them are just bloody as hell already at this point. There's fluorescent light bulbs. Freaking Jericho gets hit by fluorescent light bulbs twice in a row. Like, bam, bam. It's like, oh, my goodness. And then there's a spot where, towards the end, where Gage has the broken end of a fluorescent light.
He breaks one. He breaks it.
And then
he breaks it to have a shiv.
And
he makes a shiv out of a fucking fluorescent light bulb.
It was insane. Like, he just jams.
And then he goes up and does like the tap, 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 tap on his forehead. That was great.
Yeah, like, legit, it felt like what's his name from ECW just died. New Jack. Like, the whole, on Metro, like,
strong New Jack vibe.
Yeah.
For sure.
But the crowd, when that shit was going on, was like, I cannot believe I'm seeing this. Like, it was quiet. Like, it was eerily quiet. I did write that down because I'm like,
you heard an entire arena just go, oh, at the same time.
Yeah.
And it was weird and awesome and glorious.
Yeah. So then Jericho, hits him with the wrap of 4 fluorescent bulbs. Hits him with that Judas effect. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, he green misted him.
Oh, sorry,
first.
green mist. Green mist. He does do the green mist. I'm sorry, I had that written down. He missed him first.
His Painmaker has the green mist in his arsenal.
Yeah, so he green missed him, hits him with the fluorescent light bulbs, does the Judas effect. 1, 2, 3. Jericho's your winner of the second labor of Jericho.
He's moving forward in them labors. Moving forward.
So right after that, MJF's hot. Which, again, MJF and Tony Schiavone on commentary together is something I need in my life damn near every day.
I will say, when MJF came over to commentary, JR said, "Open the show with Don Callis and we end with MJF." Good God, what have we done to deserve this? Love you, JR. Never change.
So right after that, MJF's like, okay, well, your third is going to be like a blast from the past. You know, you said something to me, and they rolled a video of him mocking MJF back in the day. It's like, you know, your mom and dad, you know, watched me face Juventud Guerrero 25 years ago and got all hot and bothered, and that's why you're here. Something to that effect, like when he said it like way back in the day.
It was something of that nature,
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. So after that, he goes, okay, well, next week you have to win by an aerial move. Like you have to do something from the top rope, and you're facing one of your former top feuds of all time, rivals of all time, Juventud Guerrero. Next week.
I did Google him. I found him, and that's who you're wrestling next week.
Yes, I did. Oh yeah, he's like, yes. Google him. He's like, I did Google him. That's right. So next week, Juventud Guerrero versus Chris Jericho, and the third labor of Jericho.
When was the last time you saw Hoovy in a match?
I saw him in a AAA one where everybody beat the shit out of him on purpose. They got the receipts on him because he said something about somebody's kid or something like that.
Oh, that makes sense.
That's about the only thing I saw. But yeah, I have not seen or heard from Hoovy in forever. This is going to be interesting because, I mean, Hoovy was amazing back in the WCW days.
I mean, they had amazing matches. They were buried in the mid-card a little bit at the time just because the way WCW was booking at that time, but they had freedom to do their stuff. Like Hoovy, Jericho, you know, Benoit, I hate to say it, but Dean Malenko and, you know, Eddie Guerrero, they all had freedom and they had some amazing matches back in the day. But yeah, I haven't seen or heard from Hoovy in God knows how long. I mean, the only relevance Juventud has had that I've known of anything in the past decade, let's say, is I did see this, that Ruby Soho has named one of her dogs Hoovy after Juventud Guerrero. Hey, Ruby. So just wanted to I'm gonna see how many I can fit in here. So yeah, I meant to say that to be the only one, but then I had the stories that included her, so I had to do the shout outs for
fair.
Anyway.
But so as the ultimate Jerichoholic that I am, if you know anything about their rivalry, Juventud Guerrero lost his mask to Chris Jericho. It's Super Brawl 1998. It was one of the last things he did. But here's the thing that's going to make me the most excited about this match. You know what? There's a great chance I get to see
Lion Tamer.
A fucking Lion Tamer. Oh, please, God. Lord, baby Jesus. Playing with your baby Einstein. Give this to me. Just give this to me.
You're probably not going to see it. But all right, well, maybe. We'll see what happens.
He's going to, if they do it just like the last time, because I feel like they're going to. Hoovy's going to go for a top rope Hurricane Rana. He's going to catch him and put him right in it. Just like he won Super Brawl in 1998. That's exactly how he did it. So that's what I'm hoping for.
Okay, well, here's hoping. We'll see next Wednesday if Jamie gets his Lion Tamer finally. So,
yeah.
Well, that was Fight for the Fallen. Overall, a really good show. Here's what I'm going to say about it before we move forward, because I didn't feel quite as highly for you. I thought that Fyter Fest was a little bit better, to be honest with you, than this. I don't know why. I loved so many things here, but there was a lot more extra stuff here. in this show than there usually is. Maybe that's why. But with that being said, the opening felt like I said, like a WrestleMania, entrance, and there's an unbelievable half hour to start the show. You had a good women's match in there. You guys see Thunder Rosa, Big Pop, a death match, a fucking death match is your main event. I'm gonna give it a Spotfest.
Oh, right there with you. It is a Spotfest. It is not a total. It is a Spotfest. It was close. If FTRs didn't have the botch. And honestly, if the other match that we thought was the dud of the night with
the trios
match, if that was just a little bit better, it would have been a total. That's where I'm at. I thought everything else was done very well. I thought all of the promos that they did were on point, what they needed. It was a great effing match. I like the show, top to bottom. I'm excited about. It's a Spotfest.
It was a great. It was a very good show. Very good show. So we'll see what happens next week. Next week is Homecoming, being back in Jacksonville they said for the last time this is their foreseeable future. Now,
amazing you say that.
Asterisk with that statement, because for those of you not living under a rock, knows that we in America have the same problem we've been having for the last year and a half, and that is containing the COVID-19 outbreak. Because especially here where we live in the Midwest, numbers are going in the wrong damn direction. So there's all sorts of stuff like Ryu Mizunomi, for example. She actually has been hospitalized due to COVID-19. I don't know if you know that or not, but
no, did not know that.
Wish her nothing but the best, but she developed pneumonia as part of her illness.
No.
It doesn't say if she's still in America or if she's back in Japan, but. It said the report confirmed a number of other Japanese stars, so probably back in Japan, where they're having just as bad a time as we are with it, if not worse. So the story I read after Dynamite here, when I was just perusing the dirt sheets, just looking for some stuff just to make sure we're ready to go for this recording, is that AEW, this is a quote, AEW is reportedly, quote, extremely concerned, unquote, about rising COVID-19 cases affecting the promotion's touring schedule. It's reported by Bodyslam.net. Once again, I still have not checked them out. I don't know who they are.
Yeah.
I have no idea how reliable they are, but whatever. According to Bodyslam.net, AEW is worried about the recent surge causing problems, for upcoming big shows in Chicago, New York, and St. Louis. Two of those, because we got tickets to All Out, as we've been bragging about, and St. Louis is right down the road from us. Of course, we're going to be going to that for full gear, God willing.
Yeah.
AEW has had internal discussions about what to do if there's another shutdown, because that's a possibility depending on what happens here, right? With a return to Daily's Place being one of the options being considered. I mean, Khan's family owns that damn building, so. CDC is currently recommending mask mandates, blah, blah, blah. It goes on top side about it. Hopefully this isn't something that negatively affects reported plans for the debut of CM Punk and Daniel Bryan, but ultimately health and safety will have to take a priority. So
100%.
Here's hoping for, I told you, I talked with Jamie about this earlier. It's like, I'm not nervous, but I'm a little bit concerned at parts. Not necessarily. We're both fully vaccinated.
Yes.
Right. And I got no problem wearing a mask. I don't give a shit.
Me either.
People are like, I don't want to wear a mask. I'll wear a mask whenever. I don't care. It's not that big a deal.
At all.
I've been doing working with my dad for years, and breathing enough sawdust, you wear masks anyway. So it's not that big a deal. But I don't know. It's just, I hope to God, knock on wood, we're all good. But that's going on. So. While we're talking about it, in the world of COVID, it's actually affecting WWE as well. You're like, huh? How could that possibly be? You're going to love this. So, that SummerSlam's coming up here soon, right? August 21st.
Oh, yeah.
In Las Vegas at the Death Star, the what is that? Alliance Stadium?
Allegiant. Yeah, Allegiant.
I can't pronounce. I don't know how to define it is. The Raiders Stadium in Vegas.
Yeah.
Well, Las Vegas now has a mask mandate for issued by Nevada for any indoor gathering in a public space. So, yeah, WWE, who told their a performance center talent who were being the fill-in audience for the original like lockdown shows of Raw and SmackDown to definitely not wear masks. They didn't like the look of it. It's going to have the entire stadium full of masked people at SummerSlam.
Yep. I think that's a little funny.
That is very funny, very ironic. So,
Don't you think?
it's a little too ironic. I really do think. It's like Ray. Okay, no, I'm not going there. No more. No. Let's go to NXT real fast before we talk about Journey Pro. So NXT happened on Tuesday.
Talk about rain on your wedding day.
Yeah, so it was on Sci-Fi because of the Olympics. Not only that, it was airing against the Simone Biles pulling out of the women's team gymnastics. Women's team gymnastics is one of the highest watched parts of the Summer Olympics anyway. Mm-hmm. So that's not good. And their ratings reflect that very vividly. It was like 500,000 people. Their lowest ever rating, I think, is what it said.
Yeah, 502,000.
Well, 502. You know the exact numbers. So, yeah, it's not good. And it's a shame because this was actually a fantastic show for NXT. Opened right away with a match. Ciampa Thatcher versus Pete Dunne and Oney Lorcan. And no matter what you think about any one of these four guys, my God, this was just intensity and go from the start. Just Spotfest all over the place. Spoiled a little bit by the ending where you had a returning Ridge Holland. Okay, sure, whatever. You know, I could care less about Ridge Holland, but he kind of got a little bit involved. Pete Dunne and Oney Lorcan won. Then you had Samoa Joe come out to the ring. He had himself a nice little one of those little folders. His new shirt, by the way, with Samoa Joe's little logo bit, and it says, "Provoke me."
Like, we didn't know that was coming.
It's fantastic. So he comes out, he sets up a folding table and a chair inside the ring, and then shoots a little bit on Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross, who, by the way, did win against Keith Lee last week, although the plan was for him to lose. That has been confirmed.
Which is
He was supposed to lose to Hardy again last week.
So dumb.
So dumb. So
God.
he said he knew he comes out and he shoots on Karrion for a hot second, and he knows that he's not going to come out. So, Mr. Regal, will you please join me in the ring? When Regal comes out, Joe tries to, have a seat. He won't sit down, right? And he goes, all right, here's this, here's that, blah, blah, blah. Here is my solution. I have a 3-part plan. How do you say it here? He says, I know that your plan is going to come out here and talk about how reprehensible it is for what Karrion Kross did to you and all this stuff, and you're going to fire him on the spot. Please don't do that. Here is my solution in 3 easy steps. Step 1, he opens up this little folder, right? He's got like, step 1, he puts a piece of paper out. Here is my resignation as a member of the NXT management. I quit. Step 2, this is for you to re-sign me as an official member of the NXT roster. And he signs them both. He signs it right away, right? Regal's like, right away. He goes, I did tell you it was a 3-step plan, and sure enough, there's a contract there for the main event at TakeOver 36. Samoa Joe versus Karrion Kross. Joe is now officially a wrestler again. That's how they're going to get the belt off Kross and move him up.
Yep.
So, but it's going to be fun to see Joe actually wrestle. So, yay for that. Plus, we have the very positive near future of Joe versus Pete Dunne, Joe versus Adam Cole, and something I didn't think I would need in my life, but I definitely do, Joe versus Bronson Reed.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. Look out for that.
So speaking of Bronson Reed, when you get to his match, I have a tweet he put out afterwards that is just stone cold, just nasty.
Okay, good. Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there in very short order.
Okay.
So, L.A. Knight and Cameron Grimes are at the golf course. That's the story of their promos today. I'm gonna lump all their promos into one here, so I'm not gonna recap the entire show for you guys. So they're at the golf course though, and comedy gold to start with. He's sitting there washing the balls, and he's doing the whole thing. Cameron Grimes is. He goes, how long do you want me to wash your balls for? You got clean balls, just going to town with it. And it's great. And LA's like, stop it, stop doing that, whatever. And he's egging him on. So the first promo, Cameron Grimes has no concept how golf works, basically, is what it sounds like, and then he starts betting him $5,000 he can't hit the ball here or there. And LA is just terrible. He's hitting it in the woods. He hits it in the water. It keeps making Cameron go get the ball. So the second promo, he goes in, he takes his boots off, and he's going to hop in the water to get the ball. And here comes Ted DiBiase driving up in his own golf cart. And there's a little motivational speech sort of thing to him about how he should be doing this. And rah, you can do it, kid. So that's giving him the motivation that he'll need. By the last promo of the night, because they do them in threes whenever they do these things. So the last promo of the night with them is the grizzled young veterans show up, and they're mocking them and say, we're just going to play through, whatever. Mm-hmm. And LA Knight's, no, hold on. And so Cameron suggests that they do closest to the pin, double or nothing, because apparently LA owes him $10,000 now for missed shots. He's double or nothing, closest to the pin, gets all the money. So they're all on board. So LA steps up first and shanks it right into the water, right? And then they're all laughing at him, and they're all mad. And then so Cameron pulls out a golden ball out of his pocket, puts it on the tee, and goes to swing it. And backswing gets right between the nuts under the leg of LA Knight, and then swings it free. And then on the follow-through, bangs him on the head, and the ball's a hole-in-one, right? And then, so he's outside, you won, and he realizes, it's like, he's going to be mad at me. So he tosses the driver over to one of the grizzled young veterans, points at them. And so LA goes chasing off of the grizzled young veterans. Good comedy bits. It's fun.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait for them to actually get back into a little more substance to move this. They're getting close enough here. This is going to happen at TakeOver. We know this, right? Something else is going to happen at TakeOver that we didn't know was going to be happening was the situation in the women's division. Okay, so Raquel Gonzalez came out, and Dakota Kai's with her, of course. And Raquel's talking about how there's no one left, nobody to challenge her. She says, keep them coming. Anybody, come out. I'll take your challenge. I'm not afraid of anybody. Blah, 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 blah. All this stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Nobody comes out. So then Dakota grabs her mic and starts talking and starts being the hype woman, right? She's hyping up Raquel and all this stuff. And she says that, nobody's woman enough to challenge her. It says that as long as I have your back, this is like a sincere thing to her. As long as I have your back, you will always be champion. Mm-hmm. Which almost immediately led to her doing a running kick and knocking out Raquel, of course. Yeah. So we finally have the face turn, which one of us predicted at least 2 months ago.
That's you. I didn't call that one.
It made sense. I'm happy to see it too, because where else is you going to go with this? And this is rewarding. The people in the audience were super over. They started yelling "Welcome back." They started chanting "Welcome back" to Dakota, which is a weird thing because she's been there the whole time,
but she hasn't.
But she's been kind of behind, So anyway. Does this mean we're going to get Team Kick, full back? I don't think so, but I think that she's positioned as the face still. So it's going to be them at TakeOver. We know that. Something else is going to happen at TakeOver. Yeah, this really got my blood boiling. Not blood boiling. It's got me excited. I can't think of a good analogy. Did you know about Walter and Ilya Dragovich?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
How Walter got injured?
Yeah.
Yep. But that match is going to happen in America at TakeOver 36.
2? That's them 2, right? Oh my God.
Yes.
Yes.
And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go look up their first title match. It happened about 7-8 months ago, something like that. Oh my God, it was amazing. And this is going to be for the NXT UK title.
It was
look out.
Stiff.
Yeah, so the announcement was basically with William Regal, HBK, and Triple H making the announcement sort of in the back. And it was like, Triple H was doing the whole talk. But yes, this match is happening here in America.
Oh my God.
At TakeOver 36.
Give me that match, please.
Yeah. So TakeOver card just went from this is gonna be pretty good to buckle your fucking seatbelts, because that match alone, I'm telling you, seriously, if you have not watched it, go watch that first match. It was a masterpiece. Frankie Monet and Jessica May are doing the whole what I don't know what they're doing. You know, the Robert Stone brand, egging him on, whatever. They faced off against Casey Catanzaro, Caden Carter. Casey and Caden won because Robert Stone, while Frankie Monet was winning, he takes his Merce. Yes, he carries a Merce. And just throws it right at her and then just screams at her to use it. It didn't make sense because she was winning in the match. And of course, then that distracts her, and they do the little maneuver where Caden bends her over, and Casey does her 450 splash, which looks great.
Oh yeah.
Whatever. So it's a thing, and so
that's just weird. I'm over Robert Stone, to be honest with you.
I loved it for a good hot minute there. I loved it for a while, but now it feels like rudderless, and it's like,
well said.
There's got to be something better for him to do. Imperium and Hit Row faced off against each other, which is in a very entertaining match. Legato came out, of course, in distracted Hit Row, which led to Imperium getting the win. These three are going to kind of just keep going back and forth, facing off against each other. So, I actually said Hit Row too. I didn't call them by Hit Row. You sure
did. You feeling okay?
Well, there goes my shit. The Way had a promo, which
yes, they did.
This makes me feel so good. So, Austin Theory, he ran away last week because the family's falling apart, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what they're going to do about Austin. In the middle of this talk, here comes the package delivery man. He gives a package to Indy. And it's a big envelope. So she opens the envelope, and there is a drawing from one Mr. Dexter Loomis of The Way in front of a nice house with picket fence. And it's the three, it's Johnny Gargano and Candice and Indy and Dexter Loomis.
Yes, I love it. I love
Trying
it.
to be part of the family, right? So, of course, Candice having nothing of this. And, so Indy's like, I have a solution. Johnny, you should have a match against Dexter. And Johnny's like, no, I shouldn't. No, that's not a good idea. No, he's a crazy person. And they're like, they eventually agreed to it because here's the stipulation they put it on there. If Dexter wins, they have to try and incorporate him. He's going to be part of the Gargano family, right? Mm-hmm. And if Johnny wins, no more Dexter. She's going to cut him off completely, move on. It's a love her or lose her match.
Yes.
Which is not the first time WWE has used that name or this stipulation in a match.
Yeah.
I remember they did a love her or lose her. What was it? No, it wasn't. It was something of that nature, but it was Lita. She had to marry whoever won the match between Kane and Hardy. And that's when she ended up marrying Kane, right? Mm-hmm. So, I love this. I love The Way so much. Everything about this is great.
Well, one of my favorite parts from that was when both of them were like, Candace and Johnny.
Indy?
Johnny. Like, there's no chance. No chance. And then,
no chance.
And then Candace, like, in hell. Like, totally doing the.
They're so great.
Yeah,
They're
love
great.
it.
Yes. They're so good. All right. And then you had the main event of the night, which they opened with a banger. They had Ciampa, right? And Thatcher versus Dunn and Owen Lorcan. And they end with equally a banger. Not as long of a match. Only about a 12-minute match, unfortunately. But it was great 12 minutes. It was Adam Cole Bebe, which I generally say, if you take his music and you just make it actual guitars instead of this electronic bullshit, it would be fine. But it's terrible. It's terrible the way it is. But Adam Cole versus Bronson Reed. And, this match. I'm not going to get into it. Spots all over the place. This is what you think. This is a great match. This is a great match. Won by Adam Cole. And then after the match, he's getting ready to walk out. He's talking smack, walking out backwards. And here comes Kyle O'Reilly with a chair, pelts Adam Cole. And then the symmetry here is great. So he takes the stairs, splits them in half, And this is the same exact stairs that Adam Cole did the Brainbuster on O'Reilly before their unsanctioned match.
Mm-hmm.
And he does a suplex, which looked stiff as fuck on him to end the show. So, all likelihood, some crazy stipulation, Cole O'Reilly 3 at TakeOver is probably brewing.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully it's the end of this. But, there's still some meat on that bone, so might as well pick it.
Yeah. So I do want to call this out because you already called out Cole one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Bronson Reed, this is his tweet. Damn, Cole got me. I'd beat Jeff Hardy though.
Oh, that's glorious. That's good. That's so good.
Yeah.
That's so
Straight
good.
throwing shade at Karrion Kross, and I am here for it. I love it. I've loved Thick Boy, the Colossal one, like whatever. I'm in on Bronson.
He's great. Oh, they had I forgot to mention too. There was another one of the qualifiers for the, I don't know where my notes are here, for the breakout tournament. It was Carmelo Hayes moving forward too. So we've seen him already. So yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
But it was a shame. Like I said, moving to sci-fi and going up against. I mean, it seems like NXT is getting the brunt of bad programming luck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were on every night against the NBA Finals.
Yeah, that's true.
And now they were against like probably one of the biggest nights of the Olympics, right? So it's like, and they're on sci-fi. So it's unfortunate for them, but just next week it should be over, and then we'll be back to regular.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
All right. That was NXT. That was AEW. I know we're going to talk about Journey Pro here. Real fast. Quick note. We're going to talk about the Impact show coming up tonight on our Tuesday show. But this weekend, Saturday night, is an Impact show. I know it's on Impact Plus. I don't know where else. It's not really a pay-per-view. It's kind of like a mini pay-per-view-esque thing. Mm-hmm. So if you can get in where you can. So it is their homecoming. And is it weird that there's a homecoming next week on AEW for Dynamite, and there's a homecoming this Saturday for Impact? Yes. Yes, it's weird.
Is it ironic?
But it is. Is there some tie-ins? I don't know any of these answers.
I don't know.
So the homecoming is being presented for Impact. For Impact, that is. It's being presented as a one-night mixed tag team tournament to crown the king and queen of Impact. There's an additional match as well there. There's a hardcore match between Eddie Edwards and W. Morrissey. So finishing what they started last week in the parking lot, right?
Yeah.
The teams for the homecoming tournament are Matt Cardona, the GCW world champion, by the way. Matt Cardona and his fiancée, Chelsea Green. Crazy Steve and Rosemary, representing Decay.
Nice.
You'll love this, Little Petey Pump, Petey Williams, and Thick Mama Pump, Jordan Gray. That's how they're being billed through all the marketing.
Thick Mama Pump. I love it.
Thick Mama Pump. Thick with 2 C's, of course. Thick Mama Pump.
Dude, that should be her persona. Like, she could be the female Scott Steiner. Oh, my God. Yes.
Especially because her tag team partner is Rachel Ellering. So Rachel Ellering could do, like, the kind of the college All-American, against...
Like the Rick Steiner, like the Steiner brothers.
The female Steiner brothers.
Yes.
Yes. So good. So, Little Petey Pump and Thick Mama Pump. And then you also have Tommy Dreamer and Rachel Ellering.
There you go.
Okay. And then you got Brian Myers, who was supposed to team up with Tenille Dashwood, who dropped him like an anchor last week on Impact after they lost their 6-man mixed tag match. So it just says Brian Myers and a mystery partner. I don't know what this means. But it's possible there could be a surprise in the store.
I mean, Mickie James is free now.
Mickie James is free. She made an appearance last week on Impact.
And got physical.
I don't know. but that's who's there. So that's on. I'll be checking that out this weekend. I don't know if I'll watch it Saturday night because depending on what I got going on. So I might watch it Saturday night or Sunday. Before I hit the trail. But that's what we got. So Journey Pro, Jamie, why don't you walk us through? Because we got Journey Pro this Friday. Once again, if you or somebody you know needs a ticket to tomorrow night's Journey Pro 78 weeks later, DM us on Twitter. That's at Total Spotfest because we have an extra ticket.
Yep. It's easy as that. First person in gets it.
$20.
So, all right. So let's just run through the card one more time, and then we're going to talk about who we're most excited to see, all that stuff, even though we've done this 1,000 times. But since we're getting right there, I wanted to go through it again. So the very first match that I have listed is Kenny Alfonso versus Devin Thomas. That should be a hell of a match. Gary fucking J versus Anaya. That should be another good match.
That's a banger, straight banger.
Everett Connors versus Mike Seidel, which I'm excited about Everett Connors, and so is Walter. Walter's the one who of Journey Pro's the one who said watch out for him.
I'm telling you, man, he impressed me at Anarchy. He really did. So,
Thumbs and Buns versus the Premier.
who have retained, who have reclaimed, I should say, the 0-1 USA Tag Team Champions. I don't know if you saw that.
I did not.
Yeah, they had a rematch against the Besties, I think, over the weekend.
Oh, and they beat the Besties.
Well, yeah. They beat it. Yeah, well, the Besties beat them in St. Louis.
Yeah, I knew that.
For these titles, and then they had a rematch against them, and they run them back from the Besties. So they're flipping those titles like a pancake.
Yeah, no joke. Then we have a triple threat match of Luke Langley versus Dallas Cade, homegrown talent, versus Sam Beal, who's been on Impact TV.
That should be good.
I'm looking forward to that one as well.
That one should be good.
We have JJ Garrett versus Cole Radrick. As we know, we love us some JJ Garrett. Looking forward to that.
I mean, that match is gonna be good too.
Yeah.
There's so many bangers on this show.
So then we have Christian Rose versus Hoodie Howlett.
That's gonna be a strong match.
That's gonna be stiff as fuck, and I'm here for it.
Stiff as fuck.
And then they obviously, since Kayla Cassidy's out, they have pulled the women's match. They have a plan B, but I do not know what it is. So we don't.
Yeah, Walter tweeted out that there was stuff that they always have a plan B, but there's nothing announced.
Yeah.
So I assume we'll see a women's match of some sort.
Yeah.
Probably.
So they it's been pulled. It's not on their website anymore. It's gone. So Station versus whomever. I don't know what's going on with that now.
Or maybe it's somebody else, or maybe like a group thing. Maybe it's Kylie Ray versus. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. Kylie Ray versus Thunder Rosa.
Yes, let's make that happen.
Versus Britt Baker versus Deonna Purrazzo versus Ruby Soho, and we just
Mission Pro's on Saturday, and this is Friday, so she could easily just drive up here and drive back. Just saying.
I mean, I could also signal well for Marty Bell.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
We'll see, but he said there's a plan B, so we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
All right, then in the main event of the night, Graham Bell, the one called Manders, versus the one, the only, the man who will be doing a lion tamer at this show, and Jeremy Wyatt.
And if he doesn't, he will hear nothing but lion tamer chants from one patron in particular the entire time. I want to see how many times he cusses you out.
My goal is for him to get face to face with me and say fuck off. Like, that's my goal. So let's just peel the layers back on Jamie. So one of the things that my sister and I used to do, the one person who actually did ask, like, she wanted tickets, we used to have this game with my mother who's now passed on, but we used to have this game when we were kids, like legit, since I was 10 years old. Me and my sister used to have this game where we would mess with our mom so hard. We were the first person who got her to tell us to fuck off one. Like, legit. She used the term fuck off. We're like, yes!
Wow.
Yes! Like, we had our ways, the cheap, easy ways, but we always try to get more creative with it and just go with it.
Sure.
And, yeah, like, it was our thing. So I'm gonna do the same.
You were
thing.
raised as a troll.
Yes.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
Your trolldom's deemed that far back.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So-
that explains so much.
Kind of does, right?
It really does.
So Jeremy Wyatt, be prepared. You're gonna hear Lion Tamer, and if you give me a Lion Tamer, I will be your #1 fan forever. I will buy your merch. I will do whatever you want. I will hold up a sign saying I suck, you're amazing, whatever you want. I just wanted to see you do a Lion Tamer as the Monarch. It makes so much sense.
I mean, he does have like a lion on his trunks. So.
It fits. Just saying. So, JJ, who are you most excited to see?
So there's, I mean, I'm excited to see a live wrestling show. Period. End of sentence. We got a new mask mandate going on Kansas City next week, and Journey Pros jumping the gun. So Friday we're wearing masks tomorrow night. I don't care though. I could give a shit.
Same.
Right.
No big deal to me either.
So by the way, if you're going, wear a mask. Be considerate. God damn it. You can always step outside.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I'm
You don't wanna
vaccinated.
wear a mask?
I'm vaccinated. It doesn't matter. Like
I'm full. Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. That's the part that gets me. It's like I don't want to wear a mask. Well, step outside for 10 minutes. Take your mask off. Right.
Yeah.
Chill. But I'm excited to see live wrestling. To be honest with you, I mean, Gary J by far. Yeah, I'm dying to see Gary J. Gary J is one of my favorites. Love me some Gary J. I'm part of the Stiff Robo Ginger Army.
yes, you are.
Yes, I'm all about Gary J. Everett Connor's impressed the living shit out of me. Can't wait to see that. I think Garrett and Radrick are going to have a steal of a match. I think that everyone's looking at that and they're looking at Wyatt, Gary J. A lot of talk about Everett. You got Hoodie and Christian Rose, of course, is going to be a stiff, like hashtag stiff as fuck, right? Mm-hmm. I think that Cole and Radrick might just steal the show. Plus, there's Kenny Alfonso. I mean, I'll go on the limb and say other than Gary J, probably Cole and Radrick. I think
Garrett and Radrick.
Ah.
Garrett and Radrick.
Ah.
Yeah, Cole, because his name's
Garrett
Cole
and Radrick.
Yeah.
Cole Radrick.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cole Radrick. Yeah. JJ and Cole. Plus, you gotta love a JJ. Everybody loves JJs.
Yeah.
I love JJs.
I mean,
Anyway, yeah. So that's what I'm looking forward to, and I'm really interested to see how it works at Blip Roasters because it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah,
it's a
it really
different
is.
setup. It's a taller building, but you can't really. I mean, it's hard to visualize it when you see just a video of it, or if you've ever been there.
I'm hoping we see some.
You don't
flippy
have
swingy
the.
shit.
It's definitely a higher ceiling. So, but you can without a wrestling ring physically there, it's hard to visualize it all to come together.
Yeah,
right.
Agreed.
So, at least for me, it is. I'm excited. I'm pumped. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. So, for me, of course, I'm looking forward to seeing Hoodie Hallett. Like the way he did us dirty last time and just got me hook, line, sinker. He's earned mad respect for that. I love his matches because he is my type of wrestler, like 100%. Like he's just a bruiser. Like if he had,
Even back when he was in the Howlets.
if he had a lion tamer in his arsenal, he might be that much better. But anyway, I digress.
Maybe Hoodie, if you do a lion tamer, you might save the whole night for Jamie, and maybe Jamie won't even tease. He might only do like 2 or 3 chants of lion tamer for Jeremy Wyatt. Maybe.
No, I'll still go ahead.
Okay. All right. Anyway,
so I'm really looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to Everett Connors a lot. I fell in love with his Twitter game months ago. I showed it to my wife. My wife thought it was absolutely hilarious. She felt like, his poor grandmother, like he just rails on her. But I'm really looking forward to him. And then when Walter said to watch out for him too, like it just solidified it for me. To be honest with you.
Oh yeah.
And of course, we're looking forward to Gary J. Like you gotta be. It's just one of those things. Like I'm just excited. I get to see wrestling. I don't care.
Yeah.
Mask or not, it's what I need to see in my life. It's what I need right now. It is perfect. I hope everybody there has a good time and isn't just complete dicks about it, which I don't think. Most of the Journey Pro fans are all great people.
I mean, the Journey Pro family is really solid.
Yeah.
And I think once again, if anybody is going to be a dick about it, they're not going to be there because they don't want to wear the fucking mask. So whatever.
Yeah.
So let's see. We went to. That's right, because the March show was right after lockdown started.
Yeah,
right.
And they canceled it.
So it was the February, like late February of 19.
Yeah.
Of 20. Excuse
Yeah,
me.
the
20
the Zello Pro
was the
match.
last.
The one right before. Sorry, the one right after Zello.
No. Zello Pro was the one in January.
Yeah.
This is the one. So it was actually the one where Hoodie did the turn.
Yeah.
That was the. So that was the last. So that was like in like. I can't remember. I think it was like the 20th or whatever. Let's say it's a whatever. Oh no, it's around Valentine's Day. That's right. It's like the 15th.
Yeah.
Yep. So it like middle of February, 2020 was the last time you and I had seen actual live wrestling.
It's been so
Too long.
Way too long.
So 15 months later, here we go. 78 weeks. Like I said, 78 weeks later. So it's going to be great stuff. For those of you not in Kansas City, if you want to check it out, like I told you before, go on Twitch. Go to Journey 2, the number 2, Anarchy. That's Journey Pro and Anarchy's combined Twitch, where they stream this stuff. They have a live Friday streaming every week. They stream something. It's fun as hell. Get in there and chat. I know Walter's on there quite a bit. I'm on there. Jamie's on there. Other people are on there. Nick Chen's on there, our favorite ref.
Yes.
Love
me some Nick
although I do love me some Kennedy.
Kennedy.
I got a little drunk one week and I actually made reference because the thing happened. I actually called Chen Kennedy by mistake, and my apologies, Chen. But it's a good time. So if you want to watch the show, they're supposed to be live streaming it. This upcoming, they're going to tape it too, and it's going to show on IWTV and then eventually on Anarchy's Journey to Anarchy's Twitch, just like they did with Circus Maximus. But if you want to see it live this Friday night, you got nothing going on. Maybe it's going to be hot as balls where you're at, because it's going to be hot as balls here tomorrow.
Yeah.
Go to twitch.com, whatever. Go to Twitch. It's Journey, the number 2, Anarchy.
Yep. Do yourself a favor.
It's free.
Yeah, it's free.
It's free.
Free.
Sign up and it's free.
Free.
All right. So we will talk all about 78 weeks later. We're going to talk about Impact because some gruesome stuff's going on. This is the thing that I heard that got spoiled briefly is happening tonight on Impact, and I'm excited. I'll give you a hint after we wrap up here. But thank you guys for joining us. We'll be back on Tuesday to talk about all those things. Check us out next Thursday when we talk about AEW's homecoming show back in Jacksonville. We're also going to see, does NXT do any better next week? They're on Sci-Fi, so probably not.
Probably not.
As far as numbers go, probably not. But last week and the Olympics are done, so they'll be back. So we will be back. If you have any questions at all, give us a shout on Twitter. If you want to get that ticket today, DM us ASAP. Otherwise, just leave a comment down below. Let us know. Are you excited for your local wrestling promotion? Is anybody here going to be going to Journey Pro? If you do, let us know. Give us a shout down below what you're excited to see, or what other promotions you want to check out where you guys are at. If there's a promotion we haven't mentioned you think we should check out, definitely let us know, because we are always looking to support local wrestling.
Yes.
By far.
100%. I'm willing to drive 4 hours.
And absolutely, we'll drive more. We had to talk about potentially driving 13 hours for a thing. So I mean, we'll do whatever.
We're dedicated.
So I hope your remarks are just like us in that breath. So thank you for listening. As I always say, we will see you next week. Jimmy, why don't you take us home?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not down with Total Spotfest, I got 3 words for you. Journey Pro lives, baby.
Yes, it does. All right. We'll see you next time, guys.
Peace.